Hello, second grade. My image quality is very low today, so we will not be seeing a lot of me today, unfortunately, which is okay. My screen will be black. It'll say Miss Santana, but it will be black. Okay. So just bear with me. You will be able to hear my voice. So that is the good part. And just follow along with what we're doing. Okay? So here we go. So this is going to be our lesson on writing. So you're going to need two things. You're going to need that page we were working on yesterday, the one that says rough draft. And you're going to need your outline. Okay? So I'm going to share my screen with you so that way you can see what I am talking about. I'm sorry. There we go. I'm going to share my screen. That way you know what I am talking about. Okay. So here we go. We left off. Actually, I'm not going to do that one. We're going to do a different one. Okay. So let's see where it's at. Oh my goodness, thank you for being so patient with me. Okay, here it is. Okay, I'm going to share this screen with you. And this is what we wrote yesterday. Remember, we left a blank space at the top for our writing. We indented, we wrote down our paragraph, and now we're going to do the same thing again because this time we're going to write a second paragraph for the second Roman numeral. So we're going to indent and we're going to start writing. Okay, so let's begin. It says, so for the second paragraph, remember, we're going to be talking about what happened, what is happening, what is the plot, what is the problem of the story, right? And it doesn't have to be exactly like the other story. We're making our own story, but we're taking some of the details from the last story, okay? We're making like our own version. Okay, so let's begin. So we have cross, bridge, and water. We don't have to use all those words in the sentence, boys and girls, but what we do have to do is we have to use those words to help us write a sentence, okay? So I think I'm gonna put, and remember, right now you should not be writing. I just want you to listen and I want you to watch, okay? And then at the end of the video, then you can spend some time writing, okay? So we're gonna put, as Fred crossed the bridge, he looked, okay. He looked down and saw a dog with a big, juicy piece of meat. Piece of meat. Period. And the next one, let's see what it says. Alone, bigger meat. Okay. So we're gonna write, we're gonna add another sentence to help us connect them together, okay? As Fred crossed the bridge, he looked down and saw a dog with a big, juicy piece of meat. And then we're gonna write, ever since Fred ran away from home. Remember, when we write the name of Fred, it has to be capitalized. It's the name of a person. Ever since Fred ran away from home, he was starving, period. Okay, what's our next sentence? Steal another dog. So those words are going to remind us that he stole from the other dog that he thought was there, but really it was a shadow. So we're going to put, when Fred looked down, when Fred looked down into the water, he saw an opportunity to get period. Okay, boys and girls, right now I want you, do you see how this paragraph is being written? Yes, good. So right now, you see how I ran out of space? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another piece of paper, my other piece of paper, it says page 2, and I'm going to continue writing, okay? Yes? Good. Okay. Again, boys and girls, this is going to become easier as we do it over and over and over again. Remember when we were writing our outlines at the beginning, it was a little bit challenging, but now it's a little bit more easy, right? Okay, so let us continue. So I'm going to go get another piece of paper. So this paper is no longer going to be seen. Okay. Here, let me share this with you. There we go. Okay, so it says Fred went and got some food. Okay, let's see. Let's make this a little bit shorter. Okay, so let's write this. Okay, so he said, so he took this opportunity to get some food, right? That was steal another dog. And the next one, it says mind, confuse, and jump in water. So those words remind us that he wanted everything for himself. He was confused because he thought he saw a dog in the water, and then he jumped in the water, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to put Fred thought that if he stole the piece of meat from the other dog, he would have food for the week. Okay. I'm sorry, boys and girls. There we go. I thought if he stole, okay, the piece of meat okay. Piece of meat from the other dog. Okay, we're just going ahead and moving this for the, okay, here we go. For the week, period, right? Fred thought that if he stole the piece of meat from the other dog, he would have food for the week. Okay, so let's continue with our next sentence. It says, this is our last sentence. Barked, tried, and steal. So let's think about what that means. Barked, tried, and steal. So he probably was barking at the dog, maybe to scare him, so that he would try to steal his piece of meat, right? Fred thought that if he stole the piece of meat from the other dog, he would have food for the week. Then we're going to put, but when Fred jumped in the water, remember, the words don't have to be in order. They're just helping us remember what's going to happen, right? But when Fred jumped into the water, he realized that the dog had disappeared. Period. And then we're going to put another sentence. He thought, how about we put, he thought that maybe it was his loud bark. He thought that maybe it was his loud bark that scared the other dog away. Period. Okay, that's it for this paragraph. Now we have Roman numeral number 3. So what do we have to do, boys and girls? That's right, we have to indent. Okay, so we go on to the next one and we indent. Okay, let's begin. So our third paragraph is going to tell us the resolution. It's going to resolve the problem. The problem right now is that Fred is hungry and he wants the piece of meat from the dog. Dog disappeared with meat. So let's read it. Fred thought if he stole the piece of meat from the other dog, he would have food for the week. But when Fred jumped into the water, he realized that the dog had disappeared. He thought that maybe it was his loud bark that scared the other dog away. Okay. When the dog, instead of saying disappeared, we're going to use another word. Another word for disappear. How about we use vanished? When the dog vanished, Fred realized it was his own shadow, period. Okay, one more sentence. Let's go on to the where it says 1. No dog disappointed. Fred was wet and and then when you can't fit something like this, what you do is you put a line and then you go on to the next line, okay? Fred was wet and disappointed. And so then what you do is you just finish your word. Okay? Fred was wet and disappointed. How about we put, he felt so foolish and upset. He felt so foolish and upset for thinking his shadow was another dog, period. Okay, let's go on to the next one. It says wished himself, and then there's a sign and greeting. wished himself, maybe he wasn't greedy. So when the dog vanished, Fred realized it was his own shadow. Fred was wet and disappointed. He felt so foolish and upset for thinking his shadow was another dog. He wished that he wished he was home with his family. Fred also wished that he would learn to not be greedy. Period. And our last sentence. Greedy equals sad, no friends. Fred finally understood. Okay, that's not going to work. Fred finally understood that if he was greedy, he would be sad and alone. Period. And that is the end of our story. So what I would like you to do right now is to put pause. But actually, I'm so sorry, boys and girls, what I would like you to do is to go back to that first page in the video. Okay? Right before I change the page, I want you to put pause so that you can write down the second paragraph, because the paragraph right here is the third one. Let's see, but the paragraph right here is the third one. So we need 1, 2, 3. This is the third one. So we need the second one. So if you go, it's in this video. If you just go a couple of minutes backwards, you will pause and write down that paragraph number 2, and then you will copy down this next page. You have 3 pages, boys and girls. The first page, second page, and third page. Once this is all done, we will write our final draft. Okay, this is just a rough draft, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But once next week comes, we will do the final draft, okay? And in the final draft, I would like for you to create a title for this story and for it to be perfect. Okay, so right now put pause, write this down, and I can't wait to see your outlines. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. God bless, and Totus Tuus Maria.